The morning in the small village south of Binduong City is very peaceful. The morning sunlight penetrates through the leaves, shining bright yellow rays on the ground still damp with dew. The chirping of birds on the treetops blends with the gentle breeze, creating a melodious song to welcome the new day. This is the favorite moment of the tree sawing team led by Mr. Bin, a professional group with skilled hands, working every day to preserve and regenerate the natural beauty of the surrounding areas. The clock just struck 6 a.m., the team gathered in full force at Mr. Bin's yard. Today, their task is not only to saw the tree, but also to cut down the stump, squeeze the firewood, smooth the stubborn stumps and crush the dry, rotten branches. These jobs sound simple, but each step requires meticulousness and a well-coordinated team. Mr. Bin, with a gentle smile and a strong appearance, held the list of tasks in his hand. Today, we have some points to handle: an old mango tree at Mr. Hai's house, a few termite-infested acacia trees at the edge of the forest, and finally, the big banyan tree at the village school. Come on, everyone, prepare your tools and let's go. Mr. Hai's mango tree, which was over 50 years old, was old. Its roots were deep in the ground, causing cracks in the house's foundation, and it had to be taken down. When the team arrived, Mr. Hai was already waiting, his eyes filled with regret. Mr. Tan, the youngest member of the team, gently comforted. Mr. Hai, don't worry, we will handle it neatly and keep the most beautiful pieces of wood for you as a souvenir. The work began. The sound of the chainsaw rang out steadily, blending with the chirping of birds on the high branches. Mr. Lam, the person in charge of sawing the segments, laughed and joked as he worked. Tan, if you're not careful, you'll cut off the ripe mangoes that Mr. Hyde is saving. Everyone laughed, but after a while, their concentration quickly returned. Each branch was cut off, the large tree trunk gradually revealed, ready for the smoothing and splitting steps. Snack and funny stories. After finishing the work at Mr. Hyde's house, the team moved to the edge of the forest to handle the termite-infested acacia trees. On the way, the group stopped at a small roadside shop, bought some bread and iced coffee. This was their favorite time, when each person shared stories of their daily lives. Mr. Bin said, "Back then, when I first started working, I had to saw a big tree without a machine like now, so I had to use a hand saw. Once, I thought I was done sawing a stump, but when I stood up to rest, the whole tree fell right where I was sitting, and I almost couldn't stand here telling you guys stories." The group laughed again. Dealing with termite acacia trees, the edge of the forest is where the old acacia trees have begun to rot because of termites. The work here requires coordination, because a branch falling in the wrong direction can be dangerous. Hung, the person in charge of crushing the branches, teased while working. Where is Tan? Run the crusher properly, or you will say I chopped your leg by mistake. Don't worry, I've been doing this for decades, not just yesterday. The whole team laughed, but their hands still worked quickly. After nearly 2 hours, everything was neat. The branches were crushed into humus to be reused as fertilizer, and the tree stumps were pressed and split, creating neat logs. The big banyan tree at the village school. The banyan tree at the village school is a symbol, but over the years, the roots began to eat deep into the school's foundation, cracking the floor. The principal had to ask Mr. Bin's team to handle it. This was the most difficult job of the day, because the tree stump was large and the branches were lush. Mr. Bin climbed the tree himself, using ropes to tie each branch tightly before sawing, ensuring safety. Each branch was skillfully lowered, without affecting the surrounding area. During a break, Mr. Fat, the person in charge of digging up the tree stump, told a funny story. When I first started working, I went to dig up the tree stump without paying attention. Unexpectedly, a snake slithered across my leg. At that moment, I jumped up. My colleagues thought I was being chased by a ghost. The story made everyone laugh. Laughter spread throughout the schoolyard. After dealing with the mango tree, the team went to the acacia forest that had been hollowed out by termites. While Lamb was climbing the tree, he discovered a small beehive and shouted, Hey, there's a beehive up here. But the bees are probably fine, it's fine. As soon as he finished speaking, a swarm of yellow bees rushed out, causing Lamb to scream. Oh my God! Save me! Hurry up, Mr. Hung, don't just stand there laughing. Hung didn't help, but instead took out his phone to record a video. I'm filming for reference. If anyone asks if sawing trees is dangerous, I'll show them. The whole team ran away and couldn't help but laugh. Lamb covered his face and shouted. Keep laughing, we'll all sleep in the yard tonight. In the end, Mr. Bin had to use smoke to chase away the bees and save the situation. When the last job was done, the whole team sat down to rest by the truck and drank some cool water. Lamb looked at Tan and teased. Hey Tan, you're good at sawing wood, but why can't you cut the heart of the girl next door? Tan scratched his head and was embarrassed. If I saw, I would only get wood. As for girls, I'll have to ask Mr. Hung to teach me a trick. Hung immediately came up with a trick. It's simple. Wear a rope to climb a tree, hold a bouquet of flowers, climb up to the balcony to confess. If she doesn't accept, just let go of the rope. The whole team laughed. On the way back, Mr. Bin suddenly said, "Today was really hard, but it was fun. When we get back, tell the kids about it, they'll probably like it." Hung added. Remember to tell the story of lamb being chased by a bee. This must be a lesson for the kids in the future, never underestimate bees. A hearty laugh rang out, mixed with the chirping of birds in the afternoon, ending a day of work filled with memories for the veteran tree sawing team. As the sun began to set, the work was completed. The schoolyard became airy and clean, the tree stumps were smoothed, no longer jagged. On the way back, Mr. Bin looked back at his team, feeling proud. Although the work was hard, but with the brothers in unison, there was laughter, there was joy, that was more than enough. The tree sawing team smiled quietly, each person carrying within them a simple happiness from the work they had been doing for many years.